Hello, guys, back again. And one of the most interesting things going on is, how this has been resurgent with people trying to break records in retro arcade games lately. It's just, the last 5 years has been a kind of an explosion of records dropping left and right with retro arcade games. At this point, John Salter has actually beaten the record for most, how many hours played in a single quarter with 85 hours, over 85 hours actually, uh, in single play. 85 hours and 16 minutes to be exact, in a single credit or quarter. Which beat the old mark of 84 hours and 48 minutes set by George Lutz on Qbert in early 2013, where he basically scored 37,163,080 points to topple the Qbert world record by 4 million points. And also talking to people who tried this recently, Victor Sandberg of Sweden attempted to play Missile Command for 100 hours, and he basically ended his run at 71 hours and 41 minutes due to fatigue. Now, the fatigue factor is always an issue because when you say 85 hours and 13 minutes, you're basically talking 3.5 days, more or less, over 3 days of playing a game straight. Now, the game he was playing was Armor Attack, which basically is a game, it's a Vectric graphics-based game with a monitor overlay, which basically there's no joystick, you're basically using buttons. So, as you get more tired, this game, not necessarily as bad as if you had a joystick and buttons together with coordination, but still, at that point, you're eventually get to the tire where it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get exhausted, right? Um, how did he try to curb? What is curb? That's not even a word. Curb his exhaustion was basically what he did was it was every 8 to 12 hours he would basically take a small nap because he had built up so many lives while playing the game, and of course he took bathroom breaks. And so it wasn't exactly like 85 hours and 13 minutes sitting in front of the actual arcade. I mean, he just took small naps uh, and then resumed. Every 12 hours he took a nap and then resumed. Because your body, if you've ever been up over 24 hours, I know the times over a 36-hour mark, your body wants to completely shut down. And to play that long, like over 2 days in a row, your body, I can imagine his body just would, if you did, your body would desperately shut down. And then you start getting, when you stay up that long, you also start getting into health issues. It's very dangerous for the human body. We've seen people playing Call of Duty for 16 hours, or long stretches of time and being put in the hospital. That's because if you play that long and you're not drinking and getting nutrients and not eating stuff and not using the bathroom, you're basically, the body's going to shut down. It's not good for the body. But he did play for 85 hours and 13 minutes. So he also racked up a final score of 2,211,990 points to beat the previous world record of 2,009,000 points. That has stood since September 25th, 1982. That's a long time for a record. And he's finally beaten it. What, 31 years, 32 years, depending on when 31 years, like 31 and a half years. Uh, but to understand, like, for example, when you talk about, like, doing these runs, like the Cuber guy who did last year, for example, he had basically had one run that ended when someone actually kicked out the power cord on an arcade machine, and something happened with also had actually Salther during trying this run before had actually had the record screwed up by a malfunction uh, when the button stopped working after he scored more than 1 million points. So again, sometimes trying for these records, sometimes things happen. It amazes me when I hear someone stay up 85 hours. That's true dedication to a game and something you love. I mean, think about it. You get bored, right? If you play a game for a long period of time, just in general. But just imagine you have to play the game so much that you're that good at the game that you will not die for 85 hours. That is amazing, and that you don't shut down or get tired. And I'm sure, after this was over, he either they had him checked out or he immediately had to go to bed. And I'm sure he slept, all day the next day. I hope at least, but it's just amazing these old games and these arcade records that people are going after, and that the fact that they're staying up, several days in a row to beat him is unbelievable to me and impressive to me at the same time. So let me ask you, would you ever stay up 85 hours to beat an arcade record or play a single game? I know I wouldn't. Again, it's about the body. I know my body after 24 hours starts to get severely fatigued. And 36 hours. And one time, I slept for 48 hours one time just to see what it was like. And to be honest, I slept the entire next day, and even then my body still felt tired. It's a real drain on the body, so I can only imagine how did they train to do this too? I mean, did they actually like do these attempts before they tried it? Obviously, they must have something to drink or something to eat there, so that they wouldn't go through fatigue or health issues wouldn't arise. But would you ever want to play a game for 80 hours to beat a record? That's insane. Just think about how long that is. That's 3.5 days. That's a long time. But anyway, I'm going on babbling about this point. So, like to hear your guys' comments below about him beating the record. And like always, guys, thanks for watching. I will talk to you later.